Then just 2 days later, Jack's girlfriend's mom happens to be on the phone with the detective as she's sorting the family's mail. And suddenly she says, "Oh my God," which is never a great sign.
Unless it's like, "Oh my God, look, someone sent us like a shitload of money.
Oh my God, look at that fruit basket." Hi, Cassie.
Hi, Caitlin.
Hi, creepy people.
Hello.
Hello. If you're new to our creepy corner of the world, this is P&W Haunts and Homicides, where we chat about true crime, paranormal, and all things creepy or spooky in the Pacific Northwest.
We do a tarot reading at the end for deeper insight into the episodes, so make sure you stick around if you're into that.
They should be by now.
It's a must listen.
Haven't we converted them?
I hope so.
Yeah. All right, Cassie, are you ready?
Sure, yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. I don't think you are, but I guess we'll find out.
I don't know. You made the room all spooky and red, so it kind of feels like my vibe.
Yeah, totally. On Wednesday, September 27th, 2000, Barry Hornstein was at his family home in Laurelhurst. Do you know where Laurelhurst is?
Is that a town or an area?
It's a neighborhood in Portland.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. At the time, he was recently separated from his wife, Kathy, though they'd been married for roughly 20 years.
That's a long time.
Well, you might want to earmark that for later.
Okay.
You might get a little bit of an explanation as to why.
Okay.
The couple's 17-year-old son, Jack, had already left for school at about 8 a.m. that morning. Then later at around 10 a.m., Barry left his home for the workday without a care in the world, nor an enemy to point to in the world, seemingly.
I was like, this is sounding really great.
I know, so wholesome.
Besides like the separation part, but
yeah, I mean, some ups and downs.
Got no care in the world. That sounds nice.
Mm-hmm. I know. What's that like? Barry was already in his car with his briefcase ready to leave for work when he spotted something strange. It was a cylindrical object wrapped in black tape.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
A cylindrical object.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't want to say what I'm thinking, but...
Okay. Rather than touch the item, he opted to sort of prod it, giving it a little kick. It was an odd decision that likely spared his life.
Oh, shit.
Barry described looking down to see that there was a large amount of blood coming from his leg through his shredded pants.
Oh, okay.
At 10:19 a.m., Barry's Laurelhurst neighbors heard a boom.
I don't like that.
It was Jeff Dixon that called 911 after he saw his neighbor lying injured near his vehicle. Richard Price, who lived just a few houses down on a nearby corner, said he was in the shower when he heard the explosion.
That'd be scary. Like, what the fuck is that?
Right?
Fireworks? That's what I would think.
I don't think you would have thought this was fireworks.
They're a little too close.
They're a little too close, and it's definitely a different booming sound from what I gather. It was a big boom, and I'm pretty deaf, he said. So this is someone who already doesn't have great hearing, and he's in a running shower, and he heard it.
Damn.
No word on the name of the other terrified resident in the Price household, but I thought it was important to note that his puppy was not amused. Extremely frightened, in fact, from the sounds of it.
Oh, he didn't have a thunder shirt?
No, I don't think they were expecting thunder at that point. Hundreds of feet away, chunks of pipe landed on the Laurelhurst Elementary School lawn.
Oh, God, it was close to a school?
Yeah, this is a residential neighborhood, a fairly upscale one at that. So,
dang.
Yeah. One neighbor reported a piece of flying shrapnel that came through a window of their home, which is kind of horrifying. The bomb was far more sophisticated than was typical of an average pipe bomb. It had an electronic battery to assist in detonation, and there were ball bearings inside the pipe.
Oh, God. Why did they put things in the bombs? I don't like it. It's already a bomb.
They do that because it makes it far more deadly.
I know, but I don't like it.
It was clearly intended to be fatal, but no forensic evidence was found on the bomb remnants that were collected from the crime scene.
Wouldn't it just burn all up?
I mean, not necessarily. There are still like bits and shards and things that fly in all directions out
That's
from
true.
the blast. Back to Barry.
Barry.
The bones in his lower right leg were shattered, and there was widespread tissue loss. In the hospital, dazed from a combination of drugs he was administered, as well as, I'm sure, a fair bit of shock, Barry was informed that he was being taken into surgery for an emergency amputation of part of his leg.
Jesus, that's awful.
Yeah. Which I have to say, though, it begs the question. At the point of amputation, are there situations that it's not an emergency? I mean, I assume we're not doing that casually.
I mean, sometimes they have to like amputate because of diabetes or whatever. And so it's like an emergency, but not like
yeah.
urgent.
I mean, that's the only thing that I could think of
That's
as
the
well.
only thing, yeah. Or like if someone had like a slow moving infection or
possibly. Yeah.
You guys let us know.
Yeah. So then I started to wonder, would emergency surgery to amputate his leg have been better phrasing? In any case, he would undergo life-saving surgery, amputating his leg below the knee. The investigator showed up to talk to him even before Barry went into surgery because there was a little bit of concern as to whether or not he would survive.
Oh, geez.
But Barry woke up after his surgery at Legacy Emanuel to quite a start. The gaunt, vaguely, I'm going to say spooky man in all black left him concerned that he had come face to face with the Grim Reaper.
Oh, was it a priest?
No. In truth, it was Portland Police Detective William Law.
That makes sense. But Law, really? Wow.
Uh-huh. I know. If you're going into law enforcement, I'm hard pressed to think of a better name.
I feel like if you have the last name Law, you have to be a police officer or like a lawyer or something.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Like those are your options.
Only options.
Figure it out.
Sorry.
Pick a lane. He told the detective that he couldn't think of anyone who'd want to harm him or his family.
Yeah, because he like didn't have a care in the world.
Right.
Everyone loves me.
Didn't have an enemy.
I got my briefcase. I'm going to my real job.
Yep.
That's all I thought about when you said briefcase. I was like, this man has a real job.
That is a real ass job.
I'm going to start bringing a briefcase over here.
Okay.
Okay.
I think that'd be good.
I feel good about that.
Legitimize this.
I'm going to go to Goodwill and find one.
You know what? It's a tax write-off. Go to fucking Louis Vuitton.
We need that company credit card first.
That is exactly why we will not be issued a company credit card.
Yeah.
Barry was a 59-year-old Jewish Portland native and actually a lifelong resident who had graduated from Lincoln High.
Oh.
I know. Just a local guy.
Portlandian.
Portlandian. He had attended classes and played football with Michael Shrunk.
Are we supposed to know who that is?
I mean, probably not.
Oh.
This is a long time ago, and it's not like he was the president. He was then the Multnomah County District Attorney.
Oh.
So probably not a bad friend to have.
No. The BADA.
Mm-hmm.
Badass.
I like that.
District attorney.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Look at you.
Woohoo.
At the time, he worked as an insurance agent, primarily handling clients in the restaurant industry. So that's what Barry did with his totally real, grown-ass adult job.
That's where he took his briefcase.
Uh-huh. Insurance place.
God, imagine all the important paperwork he had in that briefcase.
Lots.
Wow.
So he's hardly the type of person you might expect would encounter a pipe bomb, right? I mean, I was a little surprised. Of course, the investigators take a look at everyone close to Barry, beginning with his, shall we say, estranged, and separated. Kathy.
The wife did it. Ex-wife.
I mean, it's often the spouse, man or woman.
That was me quoting a thing, not me saying that she did it. Just so you guys know.
I feel like that was clear.
Okay. Well, I don't know. If you're not a true crime person, maybe someone's listening for the first time.
They're like, oh my God, she did it.
What an accusation.
I know. And they immediately turn off the podcast and they don't listen to the rest. So they fully think that Kathy did it.
They leave a bad review.
Kathy did not do this.
Oh gosh.
That is defamation of character. When she learned what had happened to Barry, she quickly rushed to his side. Their separation wasn't intended to end the marriage, but rather to coax him into seeking treatment for his addiction.
Oh, okay. New layer.
Any guesses?
His addiction, gambling?
How can you read my notes from that far away?
I can't. I just knew.
Have you heard this case before?
I haven't. I literally am just psychic.
Okay.
I heard addiction and in my mind it said gambling and so I said it.
He is almost 60. So I feel like gambling to me, that's probably what I would think as well.
Normally I would have probably just said like alcohol. But
sex addiction.
I'm psychic.
All right. Kathy told investigators that they had been in therapy for roughly a year prior to their separation because of his gambling addiction.
Aw.
Yeah. This is rough. Barry gambled away roughly $200,000 from the family savings, but had never taken out debt to support his habit. He'd lost their life savings, but didn't have any threatening debts related to the gambling. So no, sharks after him.
Okay.
So
that's good, I guess.
I mean, yeah, there's that. Next, Jack was questioned on the grounds of his high school. He hadn't seen anything in the driveway when he left for school. Authorities decided to take a closer look into Barry's son, Jack, though.
Oh.
There weren't any red flags initially. Though he played football and seemed popular amongst his peers, Jack was somewhat introverted. There were some fairly typical teenage shenanigans like egging a house and a paintball incident that had stirred up a bit of tension in their neighborhood.
A paintball incident?
Yeah, I didn't get into the details, but it sounds like maybe somebody had some paint damage or like a broken window or it's not great, but nothing that seemingly would have motivated this type of vicious attack. Eventually, authorities would learn about flyers that were distributed. They were emailed out to a bunch of Jack's peers at school. The flyers claimed that he was a rapist.
Who?
Jack.
That Jack was a rapist?
17-year-old son.
Oh,
Yes.
shit. Okay.
Yeah, I know it's a little bit hard to wrap your head around.
I thought you were saying he put the flyers out.
No.
Okay.
These are flyers that were randomly emailed to a bunch of his peers.
Oh.
And these emails encouraged people to print them out and post them around town.
That's awful if it's not true.
Mm-hmm. The flyers had been placed in and around his high school and claimed that Jack had raped a 13-year-old girl. Of course, Jack denied these allegations. He was asked to take a lie detector test, which initially he failed, leading to additional questioning. After investigating further, including conducting a voluntary search of his computer, police then prompted him to take that second lie detector test. Apparently, he was just super nervous the first time because he passed on the second go around.
I was going to say, I'd be so nervous I wouldn't pass that I wouldn't pass.
Yeah. And, the thing about lie detector tests, and this comes up a lot in different cases where they're involved, it's like, this isn't admissible in court. So why are we doing this rigmarole?
Why are we even, bothering?
I mean, you're just traumatizing a 17-year-old kid who is already stressed to the max. His parents are separated. His dad just had to have his leg amputated. So he might be a little bit all over the place emotionally.
Definitely. When I'm being questioned and I feel like I'm lying no matter what.
Yeah. I mean, you just feel stressed more than anything. Jack received an anonymous letter that was allegedly addressed by the bomber.
Okay. The bomber wrote this letter, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Okay.
The letter indicated remorse for hurting Barry and stated the bomb had been meant for Jack.
Poor Barry. I mean, I don't know about Jack yet. I don't know if he's guilty or innocent.
It's true. You don't know how to feel about it.
But you assume innocence, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay. I mean, you always assume until proven otherwise. Okay.
But
beyond a reasonable doubt.
For sure, poor Barry.
Yes. Authorities theorized that the bomb had previously been attached to the underside of Jack's vehicle with magnets, which would prove true.
Okay.
The bomb was attached to Jack's car, and it is only just luck of the draw that it happened to have fallen off the underside of his vehicle, and he drove away and left for school, and it was still laying in the driveway when Barry left for work that morning.
Damn, that's like movie shit. Like,
it is.
Literal, I'm watching this on the big screen right now.
Yeah.
Car bombings.
Yeah.
It falling off. That's crazy.
It's pretty wild.
Is there a movie out of this? Because I bet there could be.
I don't think there's an actual Hollywood style movie, but there is a documentary of sorts. It's basically just a true crime show that did an episode about it. But yeah, it's a little cinematic. By October 6th of 2000, shortly after the bomb, Jack visits his girlfriend in Kennewick, Washington. The pair had met at a seaside arcade.
Aww.
While they were on a family vacation.
Like actual seaside or just like,
yep.
Oh my
seaside.
Gosh, I was just there.
The arcade.
The arcade.
Seaside.
We walked around in the arcade.
Yeah, super cute.
That's funny.
Over that weekend, his girlfriend's family is spending some time at a park in their neighborhood, and his girlfriend's brother then discovers a pipe bomb on the grounds of that park.
Oh my gosh, it's still coming.
Literally right by their house.
Oh, it's after him.
It's funny you say that. It had a note attached in Spanish that read, "If you find this, please give it back to Jack Hornstein."
In Spanish?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Weird.
That
right?
is weird.
Law enforcement quickly responded. They brought the explosive disposal unit, aka the bomb squad, for us normies. And thankfully, the device her brother found was discovered to be a fake or a dud.
Was it fake or was it a dud?
It was fake.
I was like, those are two very different things.
I have heard it described as both alternately, but ultimately it wasn't really a dud because it didn't have the innards of what would make it a bomb, but it was a very convincing fake. So they thought it might have been a dud until they really like dug into it.
Gosh.
Yeah.
I don't know why like bombs freak me out. I think I've just watched too many movies where it's like the countdown. I hate the fucking countdown.
Oh, the countdown.
It reminds me of that game where you try to put the shapes in and it's like ticking down.
Operation?
No. You put the shapes in all the little holes before it like pops up.
Huh. I don't know what that is. I can't think of what it is.
If you guys know what it is, tell me. It's stressful.
Kathy thought Jack would be safe while in Kennewick. Kathy, Jack's mom, learned about this additional incident with the fake bomb via the news and ordered Jack home. Like, dude, don't let your mom find out a bomb, real or fake, from the news, especially after everything that your family has just gone through with a very real bomb.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have told her.
I mean, she's going to hear about it.
I don't know. Did he know that it was going to be put on the news?
You thought that they were going to find a fake bomb after his dad had already been attacked with a bomb, and that wasn't going to make the news.
I don't know. It depends on what kind of mom she is, because
it's a pretty sensational bombing as well, because this one was literally addressed to him.
Yeah, but I could see how he wouldn't tell her, like when he's on vacation.
No, he wants to stay with his girlfriend.
Yeah, he doesn't want his mom to tell him to come home because she's scared. And it was a fake bomb, so like it's fine.
Mom, it's fine.
Yeah.
God.
I see where he's coming from.
Yeah. But also like, yikes.
Yeah.
Kennewick detective Ken Taylor led the Washington end of the investigation, and he received a death threat by phone the day after the discovery. The message was left by someone clearly using a fake Latino accent. So, pretty offensive, honestly, in the end. I will just say that.
That's interesting.
This message was laced with a different kind of bomb. F-bombs. Threatening the life of the detective, which is a bold move, not a smart one, but that is a choice.
Just threatening all around town, damn.
Then just 2 days later, Jack's girlfriend's mom happens to be on the phone with the detective as she's sorting the family's mail. And suddenly she says, "Oh my God," which is never a great sign.
Unless it's like, "Oh my God, look, someone sent us like a shitload of money.
Oh my God, look at that fruit basket." It was a letter describing the bombing of Barry Hornstein and bearing further threats.
Jeez.
I'm going to read to you a small snippet from this letter.
Okay.
"This is to let you know that Jack Hornstein is a marked man. I don't want your daughter to get hurt, but what happens will happen."
Jeez.
Yeah. So Jack is the real target, but I really don't care if something bad happens to your daughter.
Yeah. Like ruthless.
Mm-hmm. Following this latest threat, the Hornsteins sent Jack to stay with his uncle in Seattle. And unfortunately, his girlfriend's mom forced them to break things off at this point. She said, "I am not letting you put your life at risk, and you and Jack are officially broken up."
I mean, that makes sense.
It does.
Do they actually have to like break up though? Can they just be long distance?
They were already long distance.
Yeah. If they're not around each other, I doubt This person would bomb her if he's not there, if he's the target.
If he's the target. Overprotective,
though. I get it.
I mean, in this case, I can't even say that this feels like it's overprotective. I feel like probably about the right amount of protective. Of course, Jack told his girlfriend that he was leaving for Seattle.
Oh, okay.
Because he missed her, and his whole world has revolved around emails and phone calls to her whenever they're apart. Because up to this point, they actually only saw each other like once every other month.
Wow.
I know. Such sweet, wholesome high school love.
I know.
Oh. It's just 2 days later that he receives an email from an address he doesn't know that seems to indicate the sender is aware of his travel plans. Interesting. Outside the Hornstein family, Jack's girlfriend was the only person that knew about the plans. That same email address that sent this latest message was sent by one used in the disparaging campaign against Jack mere weeks ago.
The flyers?
Yep.
Gotcha.
His girlfriend's friends began receiving emails with damaging statements about Jack around this time. And the police attempted to track the emails, both that Jack and his girlfriend's friends were receiving. Messages were traced to Emory and Port Orchard, Washington, and even Florida State.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
What year was this?
Yeah. It was around this time that the Grim Reaper, a.k.a. William Law, from the PPB, hopped in his car and paid a man up north a visit.
Santa?
No, not that far north.
Oh, okay.
Not quite. Timothy Michael Goff would become a suspect when his credit card was linked to the messages. He was an Oregon native in his 40s, having graduated from Malala High School in the late 70s. He'd been married and had a daughter who was in her early 20s. And he and his wife had built a $250,000 home in Spokane.
Damn.
Which is a pretty nice house in the early 2000s.
Yeah, I want one.
I know, right? Like, I'll take a $250,000 house right now. I mean, it would basically be a shed, but inflation, am I right?
Yeah.
By the time investigators came knocking, he and his wife had separated. He had also relocated to Port Orchard, Washington, which lies in the Puget Sound area, very close to Canada.
Very far north.
Very far north.
Almost to the North Pole.
Practically to the North Pole. Yeah.
That's why you put the red on. For Santa.
For Santa. Yep. Timothy had found lucrative work as a pipe fitter.
A pipe fitter?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah. Really interesting job.
He must come across a lot of spare pipes.
Actually, he does. Yeah. Got a lot of access to pipes. Timothy's brother was a Portland city planner, which sounds a lot less interesting than a pipe fitter. He claimed to have met Jack's girlfriend in an online chat room. One publication said, and I quote, "The bearded, stocky former Portlander admitted trading emails with her, but said that was their only contact."
Was that a lie?
I mean, it wasn't the truth. And we all know that the truth is better than a lie.
That's a quote. Don't you forget it.
What's that from? The Gettysburg Address? Apparently, that wasn't the most believable story. Law enforcement, they were like, I don't know. That actually smells like horse shit.
Mm.
And they were issued a search warrant on site. They wanted to go and have a little look-see around. And he was like, I think you need a warrant for that. And they were like, okay, hold my beer.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, they weren't drinking beer.
I hope not. I hope not. I feel like that might make their investigation invalid.
Yeah, I think that would cause some complications.
Yeah.
Correct. Anyways, once they got inside, a good friend Tim here, he had pipe fitting equipment, which, par for the course for a pipe fitter.
Mm-hmm.
Keeps them in his briefcase.
Yeah.
A sophisticated computer setup, though a slightly more damning discovery within his home was the slip of paper with the Hornstein family's address in his wallet.
Why would he need that?
That's pretty weird.
Yeah.
2 tapes were located under his bed, and they would prove to be the most disgusting and damning items police would take into evidence.
Tapes?
Yep. Like videotapes.
Oh.
Yeah.
That makes me uncomfortable.
It's going to be real uncomfy.
If you find it under your bed, it's nothing good.
Historically, no. These were child sex abuse materials that showed him performing sex acts with a minor, with one in particular. None other than Jack's girlfriend.
Oh.
Investigators called, and I'm omitting their names here because the names that are used in all of the source material are fake anyway.
Oh, okay.
Taylor called the girlfriend and her mother into the police station and told the girl that he knew she'd had a Air Bunnies relationship with the man they were investigating in connection with the bombing, and revealed that he was now their prime suspect in the case. For her part, Jack's girlfriend told police she'd broken up with him in April 2000, explaining, Tim had stronger feelings for me than I had for him.
Didn't you say he was like in his 40s or some shit?
Yep. To be clear, this was not a relationship, and you can't break up with an abuser in a situation like this for that very reason. This is not a breakup. You were not in a relationship.
Oh, that's awful.
Yep. She was 14 when they met.
I just want to get out of my skin right now.
Yeah. Additional evidence was found that linked him to the bombings. Evidence strongly indicating that he was behind the campaign of threats against Jack, as well as the bombs left in Kennewick and Laurelhurst, obviously. In his wallet, they found that note, but they also found additional notes suggesting that he was tracking not only Jack Hornstein, but his girlfriend and her family.
Yikes.
Yes, pretty deeply unhinged.
So his jealousy is like the root of all of this, basically?
Kind of sounds like it.
What a way to win a woman back, you know?
Yeah, just blow up her current boyfriend.
I'm sorry, I should have said a child.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, she is literally a child. His own daughter was almost a decade older. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm so glad that you bought me that pin.
What?
The Men Are Trash one.
Oh, I was like, what pin?
I think about it all the time.
My brain isn't working.
Yeah.
You should find it and put it out.
All right.
You're like, I know right word.
Oh, I know. Hey, listen. Men are trash all the damn time. So you got to keep these things at the ready. the notes that Timothy had sent to a metric fuck ton of people that knew Jack, particularly the ones that were sent to his girlfriend's mom and to Jack's parents, they'd been designed, obviously, to put a halt to their relationship.
That makes sense.
One note read, "You would think you could find some nice girl your own age, instead of messing around with little girls that don't know better and listen to your lies."
The crazy guy wrote that?
Yep. Yeah, because Jack was a whopping 2 years older than his girlfriend.
Okay.
Pot calling the kettle? Anyone?
Like what?
How
How delusional are these fucking people? Like,
Yeah.
seriously.
I mean, just completely delulu. Later in court, Tim's legal counsel, victim blamed the young girl because she is literally a child. She is definitely a girl, saying that she had seduced him. He was recently separated and going through a midlife crisis. It's just, oh, I'm sorry, sir. You're now a middle-aged fuck up in more than one aspect of life. Well, sure. It's totally reasonable to ease your clearly significant pain by forming a predatory and, legally speaking, non-consensual relationship with a child.
His lawyers came up with that?
Yeah, they basically were saying, well, I mean, it's all her fault. Did you see what she was wearing?
I feel like the case should just be, the judge should just be like, okay, I object.
Yeah.
You're done.
You're
Sit the
done.
fuck down.
I don't know that was even a part of like the courtroom piece of it.
Oh,
This was
okay.
actually a statement I think that he made to the press, which is somehow kind of, in a way, like almost worse.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hate it. So, but yeah, we'll give you a slap on the wrist for appearances and then get you back on the field so you can try to recapture the glory days of your youth. Which is actually pretty much what happened. He was sentenced to 26 months in relation to the sexual assault, to raping a child. Repeatedly raping a child, he was sentenced to 26 months. The attempted murder case wasn't going so smoothly by comparison. So, and since I'm not altogether pleased with the legal proceedings for the child sex abuse case in Washington, that's really saying something. A local paper stated, interviews, as well as a 520-page police file from a parallel out-of-town investigation of the suspected bomber, provide rare insight into a mystery involving sex, lies, videotape, and chat rooms, as well as damning evidence that 12 Portland jurors may never be allowed to see.
Of course not.
The evidence taken from his apartment, bomb-making information and schematics found on his computer's hard drive, copies of numerous threatening letters, as well as the note written in Spanish, would prove a sticky situation for the case. Law enforcement had not specifically listed his computer or hard drive on the search warrant, so they were afraid that they wouldn't be able to use it because they'd found this evidence while searching for other items. By August of 2003, the trial related to the pipe bombs and his attack on Barry was approaching in Portland. His attorneys filed a motion to exclude on the grounds that the information had not been legally acquired, or it was illegally obtained, or obtained in an illegal search and seizure. Given these circumstances, the prosecution must not have liked their odds, so they offered him a deal. Because basically, without any of that evidence that came from his computer hard drive, they were royally fucked. 7 ways to Sunday. Though he was charged with attempted aggravated murder, assault, arson, and the manufacture and possession of a destructive device in Portland, I think it was a rather generous offer on their part. The plea deal would require him to plead guilty to 2 counts of attempted murder, after which the prosecution would agree to dropping the 14 additional charges. 2 out of 16. Yay! He took the deal, which came with a reduced sentence of 12 years instead of the roughly 20 to 30 additional years that he may have otherwise faced based on the charges. Barry was glad to put the case behind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long? Did you say how long it took?
I mean, this was like a couple of years by the time they got to sentencing and everything. Yeah. So, I mean, these are never a short.
Yeah.
I mean, this is going to tie up your life for a minute.
All while he's trying to heal from a literal amputation and probably has to learn how to walk again. And
getting prosthetics, which he did, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Barry had, for the most part, really already started to adjust to his new life. He said he missed walking on the beach, which was really one of the only things that he couldn't really quite do anymore.
Oh.
But he felt that it was a good alternative to dying.
Yeah.
Barry and Kathy were able to reconcile despite the tragic circumstances and trying times that they had faced. Barry passed away in 2022 at 81 years old.
Wow.
And I'll leave you with some of his parting words from one of the mini docs that I watched about this case. My family is intact. My son wasn't killed. It could have been him. I only lost a leg. It's a pretty cheap price to pay. A leg to get back your life again with your wife.
Wow. That's crazy.
I was absolutely sobbing, just ugly crying, watching.
To be able to go through that and still have like that, such a positive mindset. It reminds me of
Ralph.
Yeah, it reminds me of Ralph. Oh my gosh. I totally thought when you said gambling that this was going to be like a mob thing.
I know. Yeah.
Because
they looked into it.
Car? Who bombs?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. The IRA. Kind of the wrong continent for that.
Yeah.
And I do have a few little updates and just some where are they now stuff for the Patreon that it didn't quite fit into kind of our regular episode, but I really wanted to share because holy shit, I'm going to cry again when I read that. I'm going to cry again when I read that stuff. So if you want to see me cry like a baby again after we do our tarot, that's you know where to find it. Yeah. This case was a fucking lot.
It's just like so unexpected.
Yeah.
Because at first you're like, oh, it's Jack's fault. Not like it's his fault, but like he's the target,
right.
You know, like what did he do?
Right.
Then it's like totally like nothing to do with any of his family.
No, not at all.
He didn't do anything except for date a girl who got abused.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And broke up with her abuser. and then became the target for just, I mean, the most nonsensical and horrific violent attacks. And just how can you imagine as a 17-year-old kid, somebody starts emailing all of your peers, telling them to post these fucking horrible, defamatory, like posters all around town about how you're a rapist.
That's awful.
And then they try to kill you, but instead they harm your dad. And I mean, just the mind games of like the fact that he was getting information from the girlfriend.
Yeah.
That's how he was able to totally fuck with this whole family's head. When they were going to send him to Seattle, they were like, oh shit. Like, well, like, have we been hacked? Or like, is it Jack's girlfriend? Like,
yeah,
you just feel like there's no one you can trust.
Right.
I cannot even wrap my head around what that. It just, I have no words. I literally have no words.
This happens a lot.
Yeah. It's just so gross.
Humans.
Yeah. You know what would make me feel better?
I think I do, but I want you to say it.
Okay. Just, I don't know, maybe if we like just did like a little bit of tarot.
Tarot?
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Would it make you feel better?
I hope so, for God's sake.
I mean, we might get Nikki card, but.
All right. As indie podcasters, we love to show our support of other awesome shows. So stay tuned for the promo we've got to share with you this week.
Let's show them some love. You can find their info in our show notes.
This is That's So Fucked Up, a podcast about cults, murder, and other fucked up stuff. Like really, really fucked up stuff. He tore out her heart, tied it to a rope, and hung it on the wall.
Fucking sharks ate Mark under the dinghy.
After his dad dies, he fucking marries all his dad's wives.
Oh, yeah.
He like marries all his stepmoms.
I'm your host, Ashley Love Richards. Find That's So Fucked Up anywhere you listen to podcasts.
That's fucked up.
You guys, we're back.
And don't worry, we did get more wine.
Well, of course. Okay.
Man, you went right for the middle 2 days in a row. King of Pentacles reversed.
Pentacles, huh?
Pentacles. Do you want me to read what's on this card?
Yeah.
Okay, reversed.
Go nuts.
Financially inept, stubborn, greed, indulgence, sensuality.
Hate that.
Awful. Should I read the other things on here?
Sure.
Numerology is 14 and 5. What does that mean?
Interesting. Okay,
it's
so
King of Pentacles. Why would it be 14 and a 5?
I don't know.
We need you to tell us more.
Tell us more.
Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And then we have Earth is the element. Some other symbol I don't know. And it says 4 again.
Okay. Well, 4 it is. All right. I'm going to read you the keywords here from our handy dandy book. Keywords are security, material success, pragmatism, stability, strength, and worldly power. Flooped. In many decks, this king sits on a throne. And
of lies. Sorry.
Yes.
Santa! It all ties together.
It all ties together. Yeah. In many decks, this king sits on a throne and wears rich garments and a crown. Sometimes he appears with a bull, symbol of strength, virility, and tenacity.
You mess with the bull, get the horns.
No thanks. In a reading, he may represent an actual person. in which case he's usually a mature man who exercises worldly power and authority.
Probably abuses his power.
I'm going to say, when reversed, the King of Pentacles indicates sluggishness, delays and or obstacles to material success. I don't know. 12 to 14 years in prison, roughly.
Timmy?
Sometimes it shows low energy or insecurity.
Very insecure.
Weird. You feel stuck, but don't have the drive to get out of your rut.
You just want to blow other people up.
Mm-hmm. If the card represents, oh my God. If the card represents an actual person, he may be mercenary, coarse, dull-witted, or even corrupt.
What's mercenary mean?
I mean, I always think of mercenary as like, they're like people that get sent in. It's like black ops and they just, fuck shit up places.
He probably fucked some shit up.
Yeah. I mean, he
did fuck shit up. Sorry.
Mercenaries and bombs. Like, there you go. In a reading about money, your finances are stagnant. You might even incur losses because you're stuck in old patterns and have resisted making changes.
Ooh.
You're worried about money and or don't handle your resources well. Okay, so, I mean,
what's that about?
Barry.
The gambling?
Perhaps.
Barry.
If the reading is about your job, the King reversed may mean you're bored with your work but can't find something better. Perhaps you've sacrificed your passion for security. Or your job may be in jeopardy and you feel insecure.
Just a lot of insecurity.
Interesting. In a reading about love, a relationship may offer stability but little excitement or romance. Routine or responsibility may drain your vitality. Perhaps you feel stuck in a relationship for financial reasons. That makes me think of I'm thinking of specifically what they were saying about him. Oh, he's having a midlife crisis, so he just had to fuck a teenager.
Yeah.
Which is so gross.
No.
I can't, I get it. It's your job to defend this man, but ew.
Go get a motorcycle and crash it like every other middle-aged white man.
Seriously. Do you have to put it like that? I mean, the actual quote was so much grosser. It goes on and it is gnarly. It is so gross.
Ew.
Yeah. I was like, nope.
Thank you for not reading it all.
Yeah, I didn't think I could. Physically, I felt that was at the outer limits of, you can find it in the source material.
Yeah. You go do that. I'm not going to do that.
I'm not going to do that. No.
I'm disturbed enough.
Yes. Wow. Yeah, I feel like
this one's calling to me. Is it calling to you? I mean, it's sticking out, but it's saying
get her.
Get me.
Get her.
It's the Fool. That's why. Get me.
Oh, weird. Your card was calling to you?
Why would it not be? But it's interesting. It was in reverse. So that seems like it could fit.
Let me see.
The Fool.
The Fool.
Naivete, lack of direction, chaos, recklessness, stupidity.
I mean, do I need to read the full interpretation at this point?
No. I mean, I don't think you do, but if there's
not.
some fun stuff in there, maybe.
Yeah. Okay, so in the reverse, if the Fool is reversed, you may feel restless and bored, eager to try something new, but now's probably not the right time to act.
Probably never.
I think of this as the don't quit your day job card.
Yeah, this works.
Oh my God. Oh my God. It's all about very bad decisions being made.
It's kind of similar.
Yeah. Don't do this hastily. Gather information. Oh boy. Okay. In a reading about love, this card can warn you to look more closely at a partner or relationship. Things may not be what you think. The reversed fool may also indicate the end of a relationship and greater freedom as a result.
Yeah, take the freedom. Like, leave this kid alone.
Yeah. Or,
Jesus.
oh my God, so many things. Think before you act, however, for you might regret a breakup undertaken hastily. Or, I don't know, the revenge you take as a result of a breakup.
Stupidity. It's funny that it says that.
It really is. Yeah. I mean, all right.
To me, is the epitome of stupidity.
Oh, I like that.
Should put it on a t-shirt.
Yeah, you really should. If you loved listening to that tarot read and want to see it, become a member of our Patreon, where a video of every tarot reading is uploaded with the ad-free version of the episode each week. This week in particular, there's going to be some other fun spoilies. Not really spoilies. It's more of a where are they now?
I'm so excited to see you cry again.
Yay. You're going to cry too.
I know. I almost did this time, but I held it back pretty good.
Yeah. No, it's all going to be kind of like that happy cry.
Aww.
I'm going to get you.
Like with Ralphie?
Yeah, kind of.
Ralphie June. Okay.
Ralphie June.
If you can't support us monetarily, no worries, because the easiest ways to support, they're actually absolutely free.
Like you can tell everyone, anyone, all of the people that you ever see, anyone that you come into contact with about us, which would be great. And while you're at it, leave us a 5-star review on any platform you can, but also Apple, because they're kind of the boss.
Yeah. But also on that note, don't tell any of your creepy ex-boyfriends about us.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. Even if you come across them, don't tell those people.
Yeah, just do us a solid.
Yeah. And if you have any true crime, paranormal, or witchy stories to submit for our listener appreciation episodes, we call them the Creepy People Chronicles because we just like those words together.
We do.
It's so much fun.
It's a...
Yeah. Please email them to us at pnwhauntsandhomicides@gmail.com, or you can use our handy dandy little link to the Google contact form in the episode description.
Yeah, we've made it really difficult for you to somehow miss.
Yeah, and we do need more stories, so
Yeah.
Send them in.
Just whenever you're ready, preferably now.
We do want to hear them, and we want to read them, but if you don't want us to read them, let us know. What? We'll still read your stories to ourselves, but if you don't want them public, that's fine.
Or we can change names because you can always remain anonymous. And remember, they don't have to be from the Pacific Northwest if you want to share. Send us stories from wherever the fuck all of the creepy shit is happening around you.
Yeah, I really want some Ireland stories, you know? Oh, man. I've just been thinking about it a lot, and I just want some good creepy stories from Ireland. So Send them.
Yeah. I just keep thinking that I used to tell people all of these far thrown places that I wanted to have stories from. And now I'm what if I want to go there on my honeymoon?
Oh.
I haven't decided yet. So.
Okay, well, don't send any stories about any honeymoon destinations until after Caitlin goes on hers.
Yeah. Bad news about that. I've actually found multiple super murdery wedding/honeymoon stories, and I'm going to work on at least one of them.
Why would you do that to yourself?
Because I am a sadist.
Oh my God.
I guess. I don't know. Is that sadist, or am I a masochist, or I am unwell.
She is.
Yes.
And if you want to see us both be very unwell, you can follow us on all the socials.
That's the number one place to see it.
We have TikToks. We have Instagrams. We've got the Facebooks.
The tweeters.
Yeah, all of it. So follow us there. You can
Threads.
see. Yeah.
Reddit.
Threads. Wait, is Threads on the
YouTube.
Instagrams?
It's basically Instagram. It's like the tweeters of Instagram.
I just ignore it. It's all confusing to me.
Yeah, I know. You can find our link tree or our website with links to all of those things.
Have a creepy ass day.
See you next Tuesday. Bye.
Unless you're out fucking pipe bombing people.
Just don't. And
Just don't. And if
Just
someone
don't.
breaks up with you, take the fucking hint.
Yeah, maybe
It means they don't like you.
they're just not that into you, you know?
Yeah. Watch that movie.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of makes sense because, like, when you're dating a 14-year-old, they just, the attention span can be a little lacking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, we gotta go.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Pipes galore.
I need to be a pipe. You say a pipe cleaner?
Pipe fitter.
Pipe cleaner. Oh, is that
Pipe
those little pipe
cleaners.
cleaners like the crafts?
Pipe cleaner.
It's a pipe fitter. I need to become a pipe fitter. That sounds like the perfect job for me. Would I need a briefcase for that job?